I have been in sales for 30 years. I started when I was 12. I guess if you want to count Girl Scouts, I've been in sales for 40 years. I was a top Girl Scout cookie seller when I was in Girl Scouts. So.
Sure you were.
Overachiever. But at my very first job, I was the assistant manager of a high-end women's clothing store, and we were required to send thank you cards every day. And it was such a great habit. So I kept that habit as I moved along in life. And my formative years, I worked for the North Face as an inside sales rep, and I sent cards. I would sit there and send Christmas cards and thank you cards to my clients. And I managed by request the number one, I have always been kind of I'm not an outdoorsy person, but because I created relationships with those dealers, we called them dealers, with these retail stores, these special retail stores in the early 90s, I was requested to manage the number one territory in the country. So I managed the North Dakota to New Mexico, the Rocky Mountain territory, which means that I was talking to the top stores in the country that sold the North Face. And this was in the 90s, before the North Face became a brand that you can buy anywhere. That's when you could only purchase it at these mountaineering stores, especially these high-end retail stores. And I would travel and I would visit the stores, and I just had these great relationships because I learned at that very first job when I was 18 that creating the relationship was the most important thing about being in sales. Then I moved on from the North Face, and my husband and I started our own custom furniture business in 1998. So in 1998, we decided that it would be really cool to sell handmade custom furniture on the internet. Do the math.
And this is in 1998?
1998.
When did the internet start?
95, 96, 97.
Wow.
So the only way you could get online was America Online, and very few people had actual websites. They all had America Online sites, but we said we were going to commit to this, and so we created a website. And since nobody had ever sold custom furniture on the internet before, I basically had to design our website and our shopping cart and figure out how to do this. So I figured it all out. I forgot to tell you, in 98, I also gave birth to a baby. Oh. So I figured out, with a baby in my arm, typing one-handed, I figured out how to design a website where I could sell custom furniture. And I know I did a good job because people started to copy us.
Yeah.
Duplication is the greatest compliment. So,
yep.
So that was 98. By 2002, 2003, we had 45 stores in 25 states that were selling our furniture. Card story. This is an actual greeting card. It's a no card greeting card. It's got the picture of the estate manager and the housekeeper on the front, and then another one on the inside. Nice. And it's just a thank you for your assistance with the installation of the homeowner's cherry bed. Please share these treats with your lovely assistant, Shannon Kandas Rodarte. That's all it says, with our little thank you on the back with a little link. This is the back of our card. Thank you, with our picture, our website, and it says, fine custom furniture, handcrafted to order. That's all it says on the back.
And you just put some brownies and goodies with it or something?
So I sent brownies with this one. I sent caramels with a thank you card to the homeowner, and caramels with a thank you card to the interior designer who set up the whole order. Right? And about a month and a half ago or so, the homeowner contacted me and said, I need another piece of furniture for this room. Not only that, she also left a rave review for us on Etsy. And this is the wife of a television personality. Wow. She left a rave review for us on Etsy. So, I mean, and I,
I have a client who has a wedding. It's a huge piece of land with a red barn on it and a lake, and they do weddings on the thing. And she started using send out cards as well to send, looking forward to your special day, regardless if you choose us or not. We thank you for your time. And she says, Darla, the hidden beauty behind these cards, my Yelp reviews have gone crazy. People are Yelping me when they come in for their special day. They're nicer, they're friendlier, they have less, they're not upset about things, all because of that card. Mm-hmm. And the brownies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, before before we retired and shifted, we didn't deliver. We had a delivery company deliver the furniture for us. We didn't deliver it ourselves. And so I would send a thank you card of the picture of the furniture in our shop. And then I would, at the bottom of the card, I'd say, we'd love to see a photo of the furniture in your home, because everybody has their unique style, and we'd love to see what you did with the bed. So we got tons of pictures with testimonials that I could use on our blog, on our website. If we did any ads, we didn't have to do ads, but if we did any Facebook, they put them everywhere with their photo and their testimonial. I didn't ask them for a testimonial. I asked them for a picture of their bed, and they would, and I would get them, and everybody would always say, thank you for the caramels, because I always send caramels with my thank you cards. So yeah, there's hot tip. The caramels are a great gift. But yeah.
Tell me more card stories. How else do you use cards in your business?
Well, when the client first decides that they want to think about ordering from us, we always encourage them to order finished samples, because you can see the furniture on the internet, but you can't touch it, you can't smell it, you can't feel it. So you can't really tell what the color is, because everybody's monitor is different. So we sell our finished samples, and we say, when you're done with them, you can send it back to us and we'll give you a credit towards your furniture. So when they order the finished samples, they get a little card with handprints, and the inside of the card says, we can't wait to get our hands dirty making your custom furniture.
Oh, that's
so
cute.
just sample pictures inside, and we can't wait to get our hands dirty building and painting your new bed.
So what do they order? Like a piece of the wood?
Yeah, they order a small piece of wood for $10.
So they can feel it and smell it and touch it. That's
and then
smart.
they send it back to us, and the money, the order gets credited towards their order.
That's
and if they don't ever order us, they can keep the court. I've never had anybody not order if they send finished samples. Our system is so well done that we've never had anybody return anything. We've never had anybody complain, because we have a system, and systems. And send out cards is part of our system. So they get the finished samples, they get the thank you card, they place their order, they get another thank you card saying, thank you for placing your order, here's how this is going to work.
So let me jump in there for a minute. I caught something that you do, which is the X factor here, because people in sales, when they normally start using send out cards, they think, I'm gonna send my first card after they sign on the dotted line as a thank you for doing business. Now I notice you don't do that. That's like your third card. When do you start sending cards?
I start sending the cards as soon as I have their address, basically. If I can get a mailing address from them, even if they don't finish sample cards, I get a thanks for giving me your address. Nice to meet you card. As soon as I have their address, they get their first card. They get their thank you cards for the finished samples. They get a thank you card when they place their order. They get a thank you card when I know the order has been delivered. They get a Christmas card, and if I can figure out their birthday, they get a birthday card.
Excellent.
So
do you continue to send them cards for life?
Yes. I just sent Valentine's cards to the past customers in the last 4 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
For the last, not 4 years, because we have a 2-year break, so 6 years or something like that. But I sent Valentine's cards to 4 years worth of customers.
That's awesome. You totally get it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. What other tips and stories can you share?
I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, I know you have.
So
do you know that let me tell you something real quick. We built our salons on cards. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You've heard the story. We were in the top 100 fastest growing salons in the country. And we were the only salon on that list that was an apprenticeship salon, which means we were a school. So imagine being a school where you're frying people's hair and doing bad haircuts and getting the colors wrong, because you got to learn, in the top 100 fastest growing salons in the country. The only reason was because we used to know how to treat them and thank them and celebrate them and make them feel valued and appreciated with cards.
Well, the thing is, the card isn't it, though. It's not the whole. The cards that you sent were part of the whole package.
Yeah.
And the cards are just a little extra.
Yeah.
But if you go back to my first story, not only did I send the card to the homeowner, I sent it to the interior designer, and if I had remembered her name, I would have sent the housekeeper her own card too. But I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah.
But you don't just think. You think through the whole process, and you also keep them top of mind. So not only, I'll do St. Patrick's cards too. I'm not going to now this year because I did Valentine's cards and said we love our customers.
Yeah.
But a lot of years I'll do. We just feel so lucky that we have you as a client. And so, true story. We have a client who has 2 homes, one in Washington D.C. and one in Pennsylvania, and she ordered a bed from us. And I said, we're probably going to deliver your bed ourselves because we live so close to you now. We moved from Texas to Michigan a couple of years ago. And she goes, I would love it if you would deliver it yourself. I'd love to meet you, and I'll even put you up for the night. All right, so we stayed in her guest house. She made a lovely dinner for us, and she wants another piece of furniture too. I mean, because we created relationship with her over the years, and she loves all the pieces of furniture. She couldn't wait to show us what she did with them in her home.
That's awesome.
That is because not only did we make a product that was amazing and incredible. My husband is world-class custom furniture maker. He's made furniture for Saudi Arabia, Mexico, the Bahamas, Panama. He's a world-class custom furniture maker. He is amazing. Wow. So they get a very well-made piece of furniture, and they get customer service that exceeds their expectations. Yep. So it's all part of the package. You give them a good product, you give them a good experience, you create rapport, you create a relationship, they become your friend.
Yeah, absolutely. I always tell people the cards are just the vehicle. They carry a piece of you into their heart, where a post, an email, even a handwritten card is great for a second, but it goes in the trash. It's not something that can be stayed in a frame and impress. And yes, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably on Peter's desk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Just don't do any selling in your cards. Your cards are about the customer. Make the card about the customer. You can never say thank you enough. And be generous. I mean, just be generous, because I spent $50 on gifts for thank you gifts on this, and I got another order out of the deal. Yeah. Because your return on investment is amazing, but you're not going to get that ROI by just sending the card.
And you know, stop and think about that you spent $50. I want you to stop, and I think about it all the time because today's Valentine's Day, right? Mm-hmm. People are spending $100 on roses. $100 on roses. And I think all the time, if they would have spent $1 something on a card with a picture of the lady telling her how beautiful she is and how much she loves her, that card would be more priceless than those $100 in roses. Because the roses die and they're forgotten about next week.
So there is a Send Out Cards affiliate. Her name is Cindy Justice.
Yeah, I love her.
Cindy? Okay. Yeah. So Cindy's son went out on a date with a woman, and after the date, he sent her a card with their picture, telling her how much he enjoyed meeting her and how much fun he had with her. And they are married today.
I already have 2 stories of that.
They are married
today.
They're married today.
Yep. I've only been using Send Out cards for 4 years, and I already have 2 stories of people that have already fallen in love from the card, and they're married. They're already married happily ever after today because of the card. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. Yep. Awesome.
It's not always about business. It's about creating a relationship.
It sure is. I was going to share one other story with you for the people that are watching. Something that I did. This past weekend, 21 of us went on a snow resort vacation up into Mammoth, California. And we were all sitting around talking, and they were like, how did you get all these comps? Because we got free snowboarding, free ski lifts, free snowmobiling, just ridiculously low rates on our rooms. And one of the guys even said, yeah, I was standing behind so-and-so, because it wasn't just for us, it was also for our friends that got comped. I was standing by them when they checked in, and the manager was like, how did you get this rate? And I said, you guys, I'll tell you the story. I went to school with the manager of this resort when I was young, and we lost touch after school. We lost touch for years. And then I saw her birthday on Facebook, and I sent her a card. And then that rekindled a relationship. And I never stopped sending her cards. And she saw on Facebook that I was going to be going up there, and she was like, girlfriend, I'm going to hook you up. And she gave us the most amazing experience. I said, now I came home, and here's what I did that's different than what everybody else did. I have already sent every single person that went on that snow trip with us an entire memory card that said Mammoth Memories from 2020 with all kinds of pictures of their pictures that they posted on Facebook from their trip. They're on a card so they can frame them. Then I sent a card to my friend's boss at the resort telling him how amazing she is and that we had, the 21 of us had the most amazing time and that we all voted that it's going to be an annual event. Not only there, I didn't stop there, the front desk girl, the snowmobiling team that I took their pictures of. That's the difference that I do, you know? And the only thing is see, everybody else could do the same thing if they knew about it, but they just don't know about it. That's where my passion fuels is why did it take 16 years of this company being open? No, 12 years of this company being open before I heard of it. Yeah. Why didn't anybody tell me about this? You know, and I can't imagine if I would have known about this company way back then. That's my, you know.
I received a Christmas card that was a send out card 6 months before I was introduced to send out cards. And the only reason I know that is because I was going through my Christmas cards from the year before so I could send cards the following year. And I see this card and I'm like, if she had only told me about send out cards.
Yep.
If she had only told me about send out cards.
Yeah.
I do want to share another story.
Yes.
And it's completely unrelated to furniture, but I am living with metastatic breast cancer. And when I was diagnosed, the send out cards family flooded me with cards and gifts. And you know, I will be in treatment for the rest of my life. Every 3 weeks I go in for an infusion, and every 4 weeks I get a shot. Every day I take a pill. So I'll be in treatment for the rest of my life. But those first few months when those cards were coming in were priceless. You know, they were priceless. And I would take them with me to treatment and I would open them and read them. Yeah. I'd open them and read them.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you that I'm now an executive. When I rank advanced to senior manager, I was sitting in a chemo chair. When I rank advanced to executive, I was sitting in a chemo chair.
Wow.
The send out cards is so much more than greeting cards and gifts. It is a family that works together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's so much more. It's so much more than a tool that you use for business. It's a tool that you
people who send cards are high EQ type of people. People who don't send cards are oftentimes high IQ, and maybe, you know, high EQ is intelligence, EQ is emotional. And that's the type of people that will take a bullet for you. Those are the type of people that'll drive across country to change the tire if they know you're stranded on the side of the freeway. Those are the people that'll come to your rescue in a time of need. And that's what I've found with this whole send out cards community is the type of people that they are. They're the type of people that you want to be surrounded with because they pour emotions of love all over you. And that's the biggest medicine right there in life.
A person who has a really high IQ should know that they need to hire someone with an EQ to send their cards for them.
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
I mean, that when they hire somebody else to do it, it's not the same, but
at least it's getting done.
Done. And I mean, the relationships are being created.
I have, I don't know if you've seen Scott Center's interview, the mortgage guy. He's only been in send out cards for 5 months and he's made over $20,000 in commissions. And he says, but Darla, more priceless than that is it's made me a nice person. I've sat in this office for 18 years behind this computer, crunching papers and numbers. And I haven't had an opportunity or a chance or a way to be nice. And I didn't even know I could be this nice. He says, I have not been happier since I have the opportunity to send cards every day. It's the first thing I do every day. It just makes me so happy.
It's a great way to wake up in the morning.
Yeah, you know, that's what you call priceless. That's the part of the 1099 compensation plan or the SOC compensation plan that you don't see on the 1099, that you don't have to pay taxes on. That's priceless.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right, girl, thank you so much for coming on here. I can't wait to chop this up and turn it into something really great. Let's go change some lives with it.
Yay!